This watch is a perfect visual metaphor of what's wrong with SEIKO right now. Let me explain. In September 2021, SEIKO announced a bunch of new chronographs. A couple of them really took off, the solar mecha quartz ones that look quite a bit like Rolex Daytona. But besides those models, SEIKO also announced a couple of new automatic caliber movements and a couple of new models. One of them was a limited release to only 1,000 pieces. Besides the limited release one, SEIKO also dropped another one. This one is not a limited release, costs $3,000 and it has the new in-house caliber automatic chronograph movement. So is this watch any good? Today's video is going to be a little bit different. It's not going to be really a review or an unboxing. It's more of my thoughts on what's going on with this timepiece. And what's going on is not that exciting. First of all, the box, it's very standard. I mean, there's nothing really special about this box, which is a bit disappointing. When you're spending $3,000 on a SEIKO, you would expect it to be a bit more special, have something happening with the watch. It's all your standard outer box, and then you have inside a couple of brochures. Not much theater, not much of a special presentation at all. And the watch just comes on a standard leather pillow like a lot of other much cheaper SEIKOs do. So some quick specs for you. It has a diameter of 41.5 millimeters. It's about 45.5 millimeters from one lug to another. It has a lug opening of 20 millimeters and it's about 15.1 millimeters thick. That's a pretty thick boy right here. The case and the bracelet are made out of stainless steel. It has a sapphire crystal. It's water resistant to 100 meters. It has that new automatic caliber 8R46 movement, and the sticker price, as I mentioned, $3,000. Now, the big selling feature of the watch is, of course, that new in-house automatic chronograph movement. Well, technically it's a new movement, but it's not actually, because what it is, it's a movement that's based on the architecture from a different in-house SEIKO chronograph movement, reference 8R48. What they've done with the movement, they removed the sub-register by the 6 o'clock position and replaced that with a date window cutout. I don't really like that trade because now the watch has the chronograph that only runs up to 30 minutes. A lot of my issues with this watch specifically are the same as my issues with SEIKO as a brand in 2021 and now in 2022. And that's one of the big reasons why I wanted to highlight this watch specifically, to pick on SEIKO as a brand. For example, the crown is unsigned. Come on, $3,000, the crown is unsigned. That's kind of, you're cutting costs, but that's just stupid. The bracelet, even though it has nice chunky links, they're still held together with push style pins. Again, $3,000, you can put some screw in place pins. Now this clasp, I would find problems with this clasp in a $1,000 watch. It's just not secure enough. I know this clasp very well because it can be found in watches for $500. Let alone watches for $1,000 or $3,000 in this case. It's just a bit too flimsy. It doesn't have any micro adjustments, and it's that old school SEIKO clasp that has been designed a while ago. Old school way of thinking, if it's not broke, don't fix it. However, it is broke in this case. They're still not fixing it. A clasp of this quality does not belong on a watch that costs $3,000. It's just, what the hell are you doing, SEIKO? This watch doesn't really do anything for me. If you like it, that's great. Watches and this hobby is very subjective, but I think for $3,000 for this new exciting release, SEIKO could have done special packaging, better bracelet, better clasp, maybe make the watch thinner, sign the crown, maybe create some new exciting design instead of cruising on the greatest hits of the past. And that's why I wanted to make this video, is just to highlight the things that are wrong with SEIKO. I mean, SEIKO does a lot of great things, but sometimes they make watches like this that are just kind of, in my opinion, a bit of a cash grab. The watch market has changed so much. There are so many other options in this price point that I think if SEIKO doesn't address these core issues, they will have problems down the road. That's it. That's the video. Just want to give you my thoughts on this watch, but more specifically on what's going on with Seiko in 2022. A big thank you to Russell Jewelers for letting me borrow this watch. Check them out, a link will be in the description. If you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and leave your comments in the comment section below. Let me know what you think about this watch and what you think about Seiko as a brand in general. Am I wrong? Do you agree? Leave your thoughts below. I always enjoy reading them. There's some links in the description below. Check those out if you're curious, and I'll see you in the future. Bye.